Sir, do you think there was a failure on the part of previous chiefs of staff or defense secretaries while the case against Major General Carlos Garcia was being weak by the Ombudsman and the Sandigan Bayan?
I think we're not the proper authority who can answer your question. We should give this transmission to the legal department to see if there was something wrong in the decision.
Ano kung sagutin kung may pagkukulang po yung dating balato o na kasi sir nirereklamo ng Sandigan Bayan sa Ombudsman na yung case daw ay kulang-kulang ang information. So, in a way ba hindi natin pwede i-fault yung previous chief of staff na baka hindi nila tinulungan na talagang mapalakas yung kaso?
Hindi natin masasabing gano'n. Ito, legal kung ito eh. Siguro from the investigation ng court martial eh. So, from here, from GHQ, magkat dito sa DND, magkat sa Commander-in-Chief for the confirmation of the sentence. Ngayon, hindi natin alam kung saan ang flow. Ngayon, doon sa amin na nakita namin for 2004 and 2000, may dalawang statement of assets and liabilities na hindi covered dun sa napunta dun sa Sandigan na napulog dito sa Defense Department yung papel. In other words, hindi umabot sa Commander-in-Chief for the confirmation of the sentence of the court martial. This is the non-submission of inaccurate statement of assets and liabilities, and I think it was yung session of yung Gindan. Tulad dito, nakita namin, narinig namin, then we have forwarded this to with the proper recommendation and for the confirmation of the sentence. As of now, hindi pa lumalabas.
Sir, last na lang. So, hindi ho ba natin pwedeng balikan yung Mabibo CS?
So, but we have done our part, also the papers of the court martial proceedings and the recommendation. We studied it, we reviewed it, and then sent this to the Commander-in-Chief for the confirmation of sentence.
Thank you, Errol. Improvement mo, PCRH, is your knowledge.
Sir, ito sa COA natin na ito na, nagkakaroon ba ng compliance sa Commission of Audit representative dito? Ngayon, ang mangyayari, hindi pa, these are recommendations yet, no? This will still be undecided. How it will work, how it will apply to the overall program ng acquisition, and to make sure that it is efficient and it will be able to address the necessary concerns of the armed forces.
Victor Reyes of Malaya.
Sir, you mentioned about internal audits on at least 3 internal audits. Can you brief us on the result of this audit, sir?
The internal audit, the first audit was there was nothing that we looked nothing irregular during the terminal audit. The second audit, I still have to get a report from the internal audit, the office of the internal auditor, because it's still a continuing activity. In terms of Paul, we have just finished with the Paul management, and then the allegations surrounding the 400 million peso spike in expenditures.
And the findings, as I said during the hearing, was that there was no truth to the allegation that there was 400 million spike in expenditures for the first quarter of 2011. Simply because, number one, there was no allocation yet for the first quarter of CY 2011 because at that time, the bidding was being conducted for the procurement of POL for 2011 till 2013. But then we had to move on, and there was an actual expenses of 78 million, and we got this from the strategic reserves of prior years. We're still continuing some other management audits, and until we're done, then we will have to say that indeed he has no involvement whatsoever in the call management.
Thank you, Victor. From the Business Bureau, we have any question?
The financial AFP Financial Logistical Reform Program during OBAN, you said that you identified at least 3 that's going to be implemented, and these 2 on skill, AFP purchase card system, and logistics support and ordering agreement. Can you elucidate more on this?
Based on the output of the summit and the workshops, hopefully we can implement it as soon as possible. What we're saying is we're trying to push for the approval of the proposals. Yung sa ordering agreement, we would like to expand its application to include aircraft spares and ship spares and for a longer period of time. Of course, with the necessary control mechanisms there. And then, in terms of the purchase cards, it has been pending before the GPPB, Government Procurement Policy Board, under the Department of Budget and Management. There's been continuing engagement with DBM and COA pertaining to this proposal. This is also a subject of lengthy discussions during the workshop and also during the summit.
Secretary Gasman, before the President flew to the Asian Summit meeting last week, he involved the Philippine Navy that is going to push for the full implementation of the declaration of conduct on declaring countries on the spot list. What's the latest on this, sir?
Well, so far that's the latest. He hopes that everyone in the region would agree to the declaration of code of conduct, declaration of conduct on the sea. And we do hope that everyone, particularly the claimants, will agree to this so that there is no restiveness.
Thank you very much, Rina. But before we proceed, may we kindly ask everyone to...
Sir, good afternoon. But anyway, do you think with what happened with this administration, dapat na ho bang gumawa na rin ng ombudsman, training ombudsman and the Defense Department, and also the Defense Department and also the Armed Forces of the Philippines? Do we have an ombudsman right now?
Meron naman tayong ombudsman sa military.
How about for the Department of National Defense?
Meron. It covers the DND and the AFP.
Okay. Did they submit any papers, documents with regards dun sa kaso ni Major General Carlos Garcia, sir? Did they somehow help in the investigation?
I cannot answer that question. I will refer you to our legal department and we will get back to you.
Thank you very much, Benji. From the Philippine Star, Mr. Alexis Romero.
Good afternoon, Mr. Secretary. Have you approved the recommendations of the BONES panel, which recommended a host of measures intended to improve the system in the military. I understand they have changed the record and they're going to endorse it to us. So have you approved that already?
No, I'm not approving that. I mean, it passes through me. I come up with a recommendation. It goes up to the President. Remember, it was the President who gave me an order to conduct an investigation regarding these matters.
We all know that Ombudsman Gutierrez has resigned. So what is the Defense Department and the AFP's expectation of the new Ombudsman given the recent developments involving the T-Bargaining? What will be your expectation to the next Ombudsman?
Prepare. The third day.
For General Oban, are you hopeful that the next Ombudsman will somehow do something to overturn the Sandigan Bayan decision?
Yes, that will be a legal process that needs to push through, that needs to happen. As if I may echo the SND's expectations to be, we expect fairness in the judgment.
Follow-up question, Beji.
Sir, they will hear from our secretary. Tapos na po yung one-year plan. Pero kung kayo nabigyan ng President, may lumalabas kasi na makalaban niya sa Partido Liberal that will enter the Defense Department process. And will you hear from you kung totoo ho ba ito, sir? Wala pa naman ganung meeting, no? Pero, the cabinet secretary serve under the pressure of the president. If he is not satisfied, then he has the right to cause a reorganization in the cabinet. But so at the moment, I have not had any conversation or engagement with him regarding this issue. So I guess I must be doing all right. You heard some word from I heard this through media. As a matter of fact, about 2 or 3 media people text me and asking my reaction. My reaction was the same. We are under the pressure of the President. The President is not satisfied. He has the right to reorganize and remove the cabinet secretary. Wala pa naman. Wala naman ako ambisyon mag-resign. But kung papalitan, wala tayong magagawa. Ganun talaga ang natin. If my output is not what the President expected me to have, then it's his right.
So we now come to the final set of questions from Bing Formento, DCRH.
Mas tungkol sa sinasabi sa report, solid ang LP para kay Pinoy at hindi na magkakaroon ng kudeta. Gaano totoo ito?
Well, wala kaming naririnig ng mga grumblings. Umiikot kami ni Chief of Staff. We have practically covered except the Visayas and the southern part of Luzon. But so far, wala naman kaming naririnig mga grumblings. As a matter of fact, natutuwa ang mga signalo sa mga beneficial ng dahil nung increase in form of pay from 250 at 240 naging patalit. Tapos yung housing na lalabas within the year, yung 20,000 housing for both the AFP and the PNP, 10,000 kami. We hope to have this completed during the year. But even before the SONA, mabilis yung construction ng nangyari, meron na rin mag-realize yung siguro of the 10,000, mga 3,000, about 4,000 na kompleto na, then ma-occupy na, na-realize na itong program ng housing ng Presidente. This is not just, this is only the beginning of so many houses later on that will be built. depending on the budget. Kausap ko kanina because they want to offer nothing on the middle of price lower than the national cost.
For the last question, we have Edwin Solitas of ATCMC.
Good morning, sir. Good morning, Sir Tan, Chairman. So, what's the status of the planned privatization of CAPS in Santa Aguinaldo and the Philippine Navy in Ross Boulevard? What's the status right now, sir?
Ang status yan it's still under study right now. Pinag-uusapan natin yung presyo makukuha natin in terms of land area by square meters. No? We feel na tinitignan yung comparison ng lease at saka outright sale. And ano ang mas malang beneficyo aabot sa armed forces. And later maybe if that is established, then the president can say, yes, we will go, or no, we will not.
So, may possibility kung sakaling hindi.
Kung nangyayari ng Pangulo, parang tayo sa
If ever hindi mo ulitin yung sa privatization ng Fort Bonifacio, yung basis conversion, hindi rin napakailangan presyo ng AFP.
Transparency. Yung BCDA president yan, si Arnel Casanova, is in close touch with us. Maganda ang ugali namin. So sabi niya, we're ready anytime to accept you there to observe the proceedings so that you will know exactly where funds will be going to. So maganda, ibig sabihin ay hindi na tayo blinded kung magkano ba talaga ang dapat umanod sa armed forces.
Sir, kung Mr. Senator, may binanggit sa Senator De Leon, he made a proposal na yung financial management ng AFP will be handled by a civilian. So, what's the ano ba yun, sir? Pwede po ba talaga yan?
Alam mo, even the chief of staff, alam mo, ang core competency ng armed forces pagiging sundalo lang eh. Maaaring ibigyan sa may core competencies. Ito yung mga civilian, financial wizard, probably. Pati yung aming retirement na pinag-uusapan, maybe sila ang hawak. No? But that is not final. That is still under study. Because there are also officers and men who are experts along this line, who have gone through studies and seminars na you can consider them as experts.
Hindi naman expertise ni General Garcia, sir. General Garcia on financial management.
Ang mga expertise ang tawag doon eh.
Whether you have it, ladies and gentlemen, we would like to thank the media our friends from the media for coming over to this briefing and for your continued support towards the endeavors of the defense establishment of the armed forces as we tread towards the straight and right path. Maraming salamat sa ating Secretary of Defense at sa ating armed forces chief of staff. Magandang hapon po sa inyo.